So we drove up a road last night. We slept on the ground. We're loading up the ATV. As you can see, there's a road closed sign there, so we can't take the truck any further. There's a stream down there that we can hear that we're gonna go ride the ATV across, and we'll eventually end up somewhere on that hillside and have to hike from there. Hey Mitch, what did you find?
Lingonberries.
Lingonberries. Can you show us those?
These guys, they look like little crab apples and they kind of taste like them too.
Yeah.
They're these.
They look like kinnikinnick, but they got the dots.
And they're tall.
And they are delicious. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if that'll focus. But they got dots on the bottom of the leaves. And they taste like little apples. As you can see, we found a lot of huckleberries on the way up. So the truck and the quad are way over that way. And now that we're in it, we gotta figure out where all the goats are. So we do a lot of this. Try and sneak up with the bowl. I was a little cold last night, so I brought the wool blanket along. I don't know if that's gonna be excessive or not. It's potentially gonna get pretty cold and rainy one of the days. So previously we were over there. We've been glassing this big bowl over here. I just climbed up a big hill, and now I can see over back there where I'm gonna go later. For now, it's time for a snack. This big bowl for a while. This is not the first bowl we've looked at. We have not found any goats. We did find though some ptarmigan. So they've got really white wings, and then the rest of them looks exactly like a rock. So they're hard to see until they move. But the rifle I made for hunting ptarmigan does in fact work. Later on, if we see more, we're going to use the flamethrower. For tonight is we're gonna go down way down to the bottom there because that's where some water is, and then tomorrow we're gonna crawl up all that stuff and see what we see. So this doesn't look steep. It doesn't look steep there either, but this is 80-90%. So Mitch is climbing down the cliff there. We were up top. See, there's a nice cliff here that maybe stuff could have hid behind. Oh, little rocks coming down. But here he comes down. The plan for tonight, as I said earlier, we're going down there. We're not sure how we're getting out. There's an old road thing that we can take, maybe. So we'll look at that tomorrow. We're going to cross it. Been watching this whole basin for hours. Nothing moving. It all looks like grass, but there's very little actual grass. There's this kind of sedge type stuff, and this, I think it's vetch. You got these little Indian paintbrush or something. Some kind of mountain flowers. And rocks. Many, many rocks. Mitch has found several rocks to bring home. So we started up there. There's a nasty cliff, and then we came down. It really sucked because you have to walk through all the balsams and everything, and all these little willows are waist high and it's hard to see. But we found these little streams, so we ate some food. Mitch and I are getting our packs put together again. We have not found a place to sleep yet. Up there was an option. It was not flat. Our next plan is there's a little knoll up there. We're going to go and see if we can find a flat spot, and if not, we're just going all the way up to the top again. But we have much more water this time. Still haven't seen any critters other than ptarmigan and marmots though.
And deer.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We did see some deer, yes. The plan is in the morning, maybe things will be moving around more. We're already going to be up top probably, so we'll be able to see in glass and hopefully catch stuff as it's moving to its bed. In terms of weather, there's a little bit of cloud cover coming in. We can't see what's coming though. Once we get up top, we'll be able to see how screwed we are.
Maybe it's just this misting stuff that's spread out.
So I already took the tarp down. I'm going to set the tarp up differently, I think, for a sitting tarp. So you can see all of what we were planning to hunt is now in the cloud. Where we were yesterday is also in the cloud over there. We wound up hiking all the way up the mountain from the water source to find something reasonably flat. Last night we ate the ptarmigans. Here's one of the wings. The ptarmigan was really delicious. The meat was kind of like grouse, but much more fat. We found this little grove of balsam, and there were some dead ones in the middle. So we pulled some firewood out. And this morning we're just getting organized and trying to figure out what the weather's gonna do for us. So Mitch, what are you cooking?
Happiness.
This is the remnants of our old fire on a rock on a stick. We're in the cloud now, no visibility. We moved to our camp, I'll show you that. We're tucked down in behind these trees that we were on the other side of last night. It's a lot softer ground. We're not worried about water pooling up after the rain we had last night. If it was going to pool, it would have. So we're both set up here. I changed the way I did my tarp, did more of an A-frame style. I just crossed two little sticks and then tied them to a rock there to support the end. The idea is I have way more headroom that way because we're going to be sitting here a lot today. And we're going to put our fire over on the big rock. All of what we're supposed to be hunting, as you can see, we can't glass very effectively. So you'd have to essentially step on a goat to find
We'll
one.
have to call them in.
Yeah. Okay. How do we call goats though? Just yeah. So the plan for now is to wait for this all to blow out. We're gonna leave camp here. We're gonna crawl up over the hill and look for goats. For now though, while Mitch is doing stuff at the fire, I'm gonna make some food with a jet boil. This is like a 10-year-old jet boil. It's almost identical to a new one that he just bought actually. And he taught me what this thing is. This thing's a boil indicator. I'll show you how it works once we get it going, but it turns colors as the water gets hotter.
Even the same stuff that you got.
So now that the water's almost boiling, you can see the thing turned yellow. You compare it to Mitch's over here. It's not boiling water, it's dark. So that's kind of fun. If it could stop raining now, that'd be very polite. Well, it's raining. It's supposed to rain till 7 p.m. And then we get something off the lens. I'll show you my house. At the back end over here, we have a nice view of the balsam. Got kind of our boots and stove area. I run the stove right there. This is where I sleep. You can see we've got a couple drips because the ridge line is dripping, even though at the end where I have knots it should drip down. Trying to keep all my stuff dry, but there's really nothing to do right now. So I took the cheek piece I built up off this rifle. I need to make it higher. There's some tape gunk, so I scraped all that off. And after that I was bored, so I ate my entire bag of animal crackers. Mitch was sleeping. I could hear him snoring earlier. I don't know if he's sleeping anymore because I can't hear him now. In terms of water, I got some water there, 2 liters of purified water. Then I got some more that I packed up from the bottom of the hill yesterday. So, not really anything to do now. So, it's the next day. This is the last day of our trip. Our current goal is to beat that cloud. I woke up to my tarp collapsing on me, so I packed up. The backpack's lighter than it was at the start, partially because I'm wearing more clothes than I was at the start, partially because I ate a bunch of my food yesterday because there was nothing else to do. It rained a lot yesterday. I napped when the weather broke. I did a little time-lapse video, and we went and hiked that hill over there, and we didn't really see anything different. This is what Mitch brought. He brought a lot less stuff. He's done more of this mountain hunting stuff than I have. Some things I've learned: bring a tarp versus a tent. Something smaller in profile is actually better overall. It is nice to have lots of room, but the wind ruins things. Bringing the 22, 10 out of 10 would do again. We've shot lots of ptarmigan. The bow is fine. Bring that again. Clothing wise, I don't know about wool versus fleece and waterproof top layers. Depends on what's lighter, probably. I definitely don't regret bringing the wool on this trip. If I could, I would bring a warmer sleeping bag and skip the wool blanket next time though. That's all I can think of to say right now. We haven't had breakfast yet. We're gonna drop down out of this wind before we eat. Our planned route, there's an old road that we're gonna go follow. We were hiking a bit of it yesterday. It's not really a road anymore, but it'll take us to the quad eventually. And we might see something cool along the way. So we're down out of the Alpine now. It's really bright and sunny, as you can see. We're hiking along an old road cut that's side hilled. So both Mitch and I find that our right foot is sore from that. We're having some lunch stops by a little creek. Unfortunately, all the vegetation is quite tall, so we are soaked from belly button down. But the plan is that we're going to keep hiking for another, what do we say, 1.5 kilometers or so till the ATV? About that. The ATV is up a hill, so we're going to drop packs, hike up the hill, get it, quad back down, and then we go for a quad ride and see if the truck's still there. So, we didn't get any goats, but there are some neat rocks. Mitch, do you have anything you want to tell us about your rocks and what they're made of?
These are rocks and they're neat. I have no idea what these are made of. This one's fossilized coral as far as I can tell though. And then the rest of them are just cool rocks. Yeah.
Oh, there's... Oh, many dogs.